Okay, so basically, if you've never used Reason before, this is what a new, you go to File, New, it opens up, it's blank like this shit. Alright, empty rack, empty sequencer. Okay, I like to start out by, first of all, creating a maximizer. You can flip it around. If you press tab, it flips to the back so you can see where all the wires go. The output of the maximizer is going to the audio unit, basically the speakers. If you click this right here, 4 millisecond look ahead, it basically keeps everything from clipping, which means it keeps all the volumes on this big meter from getting too loud that they'll pop the speaker or whatever. It's just like mastering. Anyways, throw in a mixer. Need that, it's all hooked up properly, whatever. I like to name my stuff, but I won't do that now because whatever. Alright. For every instrument I throw in here, I put it into a new combinator. Basically, a combinator is like a miniature rack that you can throw all the stuff for one sound into and keep it organized instead of having to like dig through a billion different rack items. So this first combinator is going to be drums. Sure, drums. Inside of it, I'm going to create another mixer because every every combinator I make has its own mixer because it lets you do a lot of it just gives you a lot more options in the back to plug stuff in, like a wobble or reverbs and shit like that. You can just plug it in and it's really easy. So these first drums, I'm going to make a Kong. This is blank. If it doesn't come up blank, then you can right click it and then go to initialize patch right here. That basically sets everything to the, like the original settings. Just a second, I have a text. Shit. Okay, so I guess I'm recording now. Alright, so basically, I loaded this Kong in, and I've been loading these files in from the Reason factory sound bank. If you right-click it and go to Browse Drum Patches, usually the drop-down, it'll show you this, but if not, it might say like go to Parent folder, and you'll want to click that. So you can just come into these files and get whatever you want, Okay, we'll go with that one. So I've got 6 sounds in here, and I'm going to make a beat with it. This one will be on, if you come over here to the piano roll. Oh, by the way, I'm using a Mac, so I press Command and then click to draw this in, but I think on a Windows it might be like Alt or Control or something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, you can draw this in, and this is like a measure. See, you can see the time up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the measure counts. So this is 4 measures long. Double click it, it opens up. Original snap is on 1/8, which means every time you press and click whatever your option is to do that, Alt or whatever. Or here, shit, this is easier. Click the little draw tool, and then you can click in these notes, and they'll be 1/8 notes. So the first sample is on C1 here, right here. So I'll draw this in. I'm just gonna draw a beat in real quick. By the way, my tempo right here is set to 140. Typical dubstep. You can set yours to whatever you want. I don't care. So shit. Okay. So Control A, Control C. That's select all and then copy, and then you can just paste it over because fuck doing a lot of the work. Just gonna add in some more beats here because I'm hearing it in my brain. Alright. Alright, so this, you can copy it or whatever. So that's the drum track. By the way, this button right here turns on the loop, and the loop is set between this repeat button. Well, I guess it's the right side and then the left side here. You can set that wherever you want, but so basically my loop is just right here. Cool, that's all for the drums. Okay, I'm gonna make another combinator with, I'm gonna start with the mixer, of course, and then I will add in a mouse drum. I used to use this, well actually, yeah, I used to use mouse drums all the time for synths, and then I got a Thor, so, well, I'll explain that one later. So basically the mouse drum is like a simple synth. This modulator A creates a, well, okay, basically the sound comes out of these oscillators. Oscillator A is set on a sine wave. Pretty simple. Pretty plain. Motion and index control the position in the wave, so like sine, it's the same wave over and over, but if you go to one of these voices, like the formant saw, this one's really easy to hear. Hear how it goes, boy, yeah, boy. Well, if you turn the motion down, it stops moving. And then the index controls where it is in the part. You see? So you can use that to fuck around with some stuff. I'm just gonna make a grungy ass synth. I'm going with a square, fuck it, square 16 and a PWM. I don't know what that means. Maybe we won't make this grungy at all. This sounds nice actually. So basically, you see these arrows here? This one points through the shaper to filter A. Filter A will control this one if you click this button on. And then, likewise, this one goes to filter B here with this arrow. But you can also send oscillator A with this button to filter B. So I'll place around with some filters real quick. And then the filter envelope right here, this is attack, decay, sustain, and release. So basically, it controls the attack and decay, sustain, and release of these filters as they apply to the oscillators. So if the attack is down, it'll bring in slowly, like here. Well, hold on. Maybe this. Oh, shit. Oh, the amount has to be up so it affects the filters, I forgot. So see how it's like, that's nice. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a rhythm with this mouse drum now. it comes in here. Here, I'm gonna name the combinator also, so that we know what it's called. Synth 1. Come over here, synth 1 lane. Draw in some measures. Okay, whoops, the dogs are loud. Okay, back to this. I'm gonna make a rhythm real quick. So there's no real, well, I guess the trick to this is just knowing arpeggios and music and shit, and if you have a good ear for it too, that helps. Most of my stuff is by ear, but a lot of it's by pattern. Uh, just like, you know, if you know the piano or whatever. Anyways. Okay, and the last thing I'll show you is just a basic sub-bass sound. I'll name this bass 1. Let me plug my headphones in so I can actually hear it. My laptop speakers are not the bassiest. Okay, typical fashion, gonna build a mixer. This time I'm gonna make a subtractor. This is almost just like the Maelstrom. If you look at them, you'll see like similarities or whatever, like oscillators, an LFO, which is like the modulator on the other thing. Filter envelopes, amp envelopes, mod envelopes, everything, the velocity shit. Here's an LFO too, okay. Anyways, I'm going to drop these down to 2, maybe 3. Turn this second oscillator on, flip this to a sine wave. Let's see, there we go. Actually, maybe this triangle will be fine. The filter 1 frequency, if you turn it down, it won't let like the higher frequencies through, so it'll just be bassy. Maybe we need to change this. Ooh, also hit these X's. It helps. For the amp envelope, we'll turn decay and sustain all the way up, release and attack all the way down, so that every time we press it happens. Turn the volume up. Maybe turn the release up some. Get some ring in there. Okay, I've written out the pattern. Just copy that over, come back over here to the rack. On this subtractor, to make it bassier, I'm going to throw on an equalizer, and then in between the mixer and the combinator, I'm going to create a maximizer. You don't have to do this, but if you know what I'm talking about, then go right ahead. I'm going to disconnect this device. Here we go. Basically, I'm running the mixer through the maximizer once again to turn up the volume without clipping. Oh, and on this parameter, we'll turn on these two. You can turn the gain up a little bit to see where it is. Move it probably down here. It's bassy, you know. Okay. Might have to play around with it to find it or whatever. Sure. Well, if you have subwoofers, I'm sure you can hear this. Okay. Maybe turn this up an octave. And there you have it, Demo Vid 1. Thanks, guys.